What's going on, people? It's Frank here from Cannon Talks and welcome back to the channel. Today, I'm a little bit lost for words. Obviously, you've just seen the game. Brighton 2, Arsenal 1. How Arsenal have lost this game, I will never know. So obviously, I'm going to be previewing the game today, guys. Starting off before the match when the lineup came out. Now, I had absolutely no problems with the lineup whatsoever. And that is the first time in a long time. The only thing I was a tiny bit suspicious about was Mikel Arteta's decision to play Bukayo Saka in cam, but we later on found out at the game that he actually really suited the role. This kid is so talented that I genuinely believe you could put him anywhere and he would perform. So that's the only thing I haven't got any criticism of today. The lineup, Mikel Arteta, job well done. But obviously we have to go on to dissect the game itself. Now, there's one word to describe Arsenal today. Throughout the whole game, flat. There was no sense of urgency, at least with Manchester City. Yes, it didn't work. There seemed like there was a sense of urgency up until their first goal. We had no sense of urgency throughout this entire game. And then it all went pear-shaped after Bernd Leno came off injured. Now, I just want to quickly say, Bernd Leno, that looked horrible. That looked like a horrible injury to me. It's not been confirmed at the time, but it looks to me like it's an ACL injury, which could keep him out to 6 to 12 months, depending on whether he has surgery or not. If he has the surgery, we may not see Bernd Leno in an Arsenal shirt for another year. So I'm wishing him a speedy recovery. But now, what I want to address is the striker himself, Neil Maupay. Is it his fault? Now, I know a lot of Arsenal fans in particular have blamed Neil Maupay for the injury, but me personally, I really can't blame him. All he has done is chase the ball like any normal striker would. The only bit where he went wrong is he had chased the ball directly after Bernd Leno had already caught it. So for that reason, I would like to say that it was completely uncalled for Maupay to make that challenge, but he didn't have any intention of hurting Leno. It's a genuine mistake. But back to the main point, Bernd Leno, get well soon. But yeah, after Bernd Leno went off injured, it went pear-shaped from there, and it was evident straight away. I don't personally believe that Emiliano Martinez is the best of number 2 goalkeepers, but today he did fairly alright, apart from obviously the 2 goals that he conceded. Similar to Bernd Leno against Man City in a way. But yeah, there's no real key highlights to point out about this game, apart from obviously the goals and Leno's injury. It was such a boring game. I was struggling to stay awake through most of it, but the second half is where it gets interesting. It took a very long time for Arsenal to score their goal. When they did, all credit where credit is due. Nicolas Pepe scored an absolute worldie. Pepe, that's the only thing I can clap about Arsenal's performance. Nicolas Pepe scored a beautiful goal. I think it's very clear that he's adjusting to life at Arsenal and in the Premier League, and I'm looking forward to see what he can do in the future. And then the wheels fell off. We conceded, and despite knowing the fact that we needed to get a goal, we still continued to let our heads drop. And this is too common amongst the Arsenal squad. The second the other team scores, regardless of what the scoreline is, we always seem to let our heads drop. It's a toxic trait and it needs to end now. Now, I have seen a few people properly dig into Mikel Arteta about this, and I need to give him some criticism as well, because there was a few mistakes that he made in this game, specifically his substitutions. Right, now I understand that he left Mesut Ozil out of the Manchester City game for tactical reasons, but there is no excuse for not playing him in this game. We needed a goal. We needed someone more creative. If you're looking for creativity, Mesut Ozil is that person. So my question is, why did he not come on? Same thing with Gabriel Martinelli. He's been on fire since signing for Arsenal. Why on earth did Gabriel Martinelli not come on? Despite being, you know, a young kid, it's almost to the point where it's guaranteed goals when he comes on. I don't know if the manager has had issues with these 2 players in specific, but if he has, he needs to come out and tell us, because until he tells us what the situation is, if they're not going to be playing, the finger's going to start being pointed at him. And the last thing we need is an Arteta out brigade this early on into his Arsenal managerial career. Another thing that I need to criticise as well is the referee today. Bissouma made 6 fouls and was not booked once. I know he shouldn't have got a red card, but he should have been booked after that 4th or 5th foul. For the referee to allow him to get a 6th foul and an intentional foul as well, he's a very dirty player. That is bad officiating, and ultimately it's cost us. I'm not saying it's the whole reason behind our loss, but it made a big effect on the game. And then, completely out of nowhere, I didn't see this one coming. I thought this game was set to end 1-1. 95th minute, the man himself, Neil Maupay, scores Brighton's second goal to win them the game. And at this point, my heart was broken. I was so in pain because we have just taken our second consecutive L in 2020. Now, something is going to need to change, because if we keep going on this form, we're going to struggle to qualify for Europe, let alone Champions League. Now, our squad is getting weaker and weaker by the minute. Obviously, we're getting injuries left, right and centre. Yes, we've still got a few players to come back, but this team is looking thin. We need to put them in work with the fitness coaches, make sure everyone's 100%. If they're not, they don't play. Simple as. Obviously, come out and tell us that they're not fit, and obviously that would be the reasons behind them not playing instead of keeping us in the dark. But if they're not fit and they're not playing, we will totally understand. Obviously, a massive fight broke out after the game between Neil Maupay and Matteo Guendouzi. Matteo Guendouzi letting his anger get to him again and actually got Neil Maupay by the neck, which I cannot condone. I know he's an Arsenal player and I know he was backing up his teammate, but Matteo, you can't go around doing that to people. That is intentional. Like I said, Neil Maupay didn't intentionally mean to do that. You've gone out of your way to start an intentional fight with the player himself. You were just as bad in this situation. And I hate to dig out Arsenal players like this, but I've got to be level-headed in a situation like this. But I think I've rambled on enough for now. On to Southampton on Wednesday. Anyway guys, that is the end of this video. If you did like it, make sure to leave a like. Also subscribe to Cannon Talks and turn on post notifications to be alerted when we upload our videos. I have been Frank. I will see you guys soon. Peace.